Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Thursday night, and that means it's time for the live show. But I don't know how things are going to go tonight because I am well aware that this is indeed the Thanksgiving holiday in the United States for all of our American friends. Nevertheless, I'm your host, your most humble host, Dennis Moulton, aka Gotbot. As always, man, like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, man. And while you're at it, that's right, hit that notification bell because it lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. And I have hope, new hope, that that's going to continue long into the future. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, Transformers, Collectors, NL, the Autobot family, and have a look for me everywhere across social media. Some people have really been kind of taking me up on that and seeking me out on places like Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and whatnot. Guys, I think more and more as the landscape around here changes, social media is going to become very important to keep our community going and thriving and alive. Very first thing before I get into anything is I do want to first and foremost, give Larkin's Lair a shout out. He just hit 1,000 subs. Finally, big milestone. Congratulations to him and to Optimus Wilbur for getting 9,000 views. Every little bit of growth is an important milestone for anyone that's working and putting their heart and soul into their channel. As well, happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the United States. I hope you guys are having a fantastic holiday. Around here, I wasn't sure exactly when I was going to get on here because as we speak, in fact, about 25 minutes from now, Starscream Wife, the ever effervescent Starscream Wife, will be doing her second show of the evening. She is part of Army of Sass. They're kind of a dance troupe. If you don't know it, check them out. But I was to the show earlier with a friend of ours, and I'm back now because I wanted to have the live show with you guys, man. I just want to adjust a couple of things here. I feel like that's bright. I've been working on trying to make the light a little less harsh. I don't know if it's working. I see you guys coming in here. I'm so thankful that you guys are coming in here tonight. I'm so appreciative. We had such a huge crowd. Let your friends know that it's time for the show, man. I'm going to, of course, just set things up. Then we're going to get going on things. It's been a good week. I hope you guys have had a good week. It's been a great week around here. Although tomorrow we were supposed to be getting an external door put in our house, and that's not happening because we're actually supposed to be getting snow and rain tomorrow. So that's delayed, but day of work, I guess. So let's do that. And I do see you guys in there. We'll get to it, man. We'll get to it. Let me come here. Larkin, just talking about your buddy. So glad that you're here. I guess it's kind of early there yet in the day. Hey, John, almost first, buddy. Almost first. Recovering from my food coma. I bet, man. Look, around here, we had Thanksgiving a month or so ago, maybe a little more than a month ago. And man, I get it. I absolutely, positively get it. I know what the feeling is like. Let's see. Going down here. Kato, so glad you're here too, buddy. Ate too much. Cybermedic Geek, glad you're here as well, my friend. Going down here real quick. If you fall asleep, Larkin, buddy, I won't hold it against you. My favorite thing, fun fact, at Thanksgiving here, we tend to drive about an hour away to my mother's, and I'm famous, and I've done it since I was 10. I'm famous for finishing my meal and then going in our living room and lying on the floor and taking a nap. I don't know why I lie on the floor. I have no idea, but it's what I do, man. Science Fantasy Experience, my favorite name in the house. You're very welcome, Larkin. Well deserved. Absolutely, positively well deserved. And, last night I was with you guys for the full hour and 40 minutes for the Rejecticons. Guys, if you didn't check it out, check it out. Inutabi really done the job with editing there, guys. But it was a fun show. It was a great show. Honestly, at one point, Cato said, how is it that we all started at the same time and Cato got to where he got with the 1,000 subs? I know two reasons why, or not Cato, Larkin, why Larkin got there. I know two reasons why Larkin got there. One, because he buys everything in sight. Larkin's our dude for that. Two, because he is so talented and so good with the videography stuff. A lot more skilled than I am. I'm just a nerd with a cameraman. As we go down here, YouTubes, happy Thanksgiving to you, my friend. Hold on, I'm just working on something here. Bear with me, guys, a little bit. Maximal 10, you're here as well. And Chicken Fried Steak, I saw you last night, buddy, but I didn't have a chance to say hello to you. I think you came in at the end of the show with the Rejecticons last night, but I'm happy that you're here. From Central Cali, wow. I love when I learn where you guys come from. I mean, you talk about all over the world, man. I mean, you're in Central Cali, and I could not be any more easterly from you unless I went to Europe. It's amazing. And, you know, you talk about global community, man. Joker, always happy to see you, my friend. What else do we have here? Justin, welcome. What do you think of the new pictures of Earthrise, Optimus Prime? We're going to get into that because it's funny. I talked about pictures last week of Earthrise Optimus, and we've had even more. The ones I talked about last week were those first in-package images. And then we had this like huge reveal of a bunch of images. We're going to talk about it because I was surprised that we would have more Optimus to talk about. But I think it's really interesting kind of what came out of those pictures, to be honest with you. Not been doing great, honestly, though. I drew the sneakers today, so that's something to feel good about. Sam, I'm sorry you're not doing well, my friend. I hope heading into the weekend things improve for you. Should have dressed up as a Native American, while Starscream wife should have been a pilgrim. Well, first of all, we're not American. Second of all, I think that if I dressed up as a Native, considering that Starscream wife is part Native, would that be offensive? I don't know. Sometimes I think I have a pass because I married someone who has Native blood in her. Do you see how white I am? I don't change. You guys have been watching long enough. It's not like in summer I get good and tanned. You know, I don't. This is it. This is what happens to me, man. Interesting idea, though. Da Bloody Ace. Nice. How do you think you will get past COPA? Well, I'm not really concerned about COPA or the FTC. I'm not American. Neither of it applies to me. It's an American law. But we're going to talk about, I think, a very positive update. I did a rant last week on a lot of things and pointed out a lot of holes. But then this week, we had some very interesting updates, some very promising updates. Not perfect, but I think steps in the right direction. And I find it really interesting that I pointed out all these holes and problems last week. And then we got this blog entry, which I really dug deep into. So we're going to kind of get into it. I'm not going to spend the time on it tonight that we did last week because we're here for fun. You guys are on a holiday. I'm not going to weigh you down. This is going to be a good night. This is going to be a good night, my friends. You guys are chatting, and I'm surprised. Going down here. And a lot of new faces. Guys, I love seeing the new faces in here. I really appreciate you guys dropping in, joining the gang, having a laugh here. You never know what's going to happen. Carbs. I love me some carbs. It's carbs and gluten. Carbs and gluten are my jam. Jam. Jam's good too. Let's see. Going down here. You guys did KO Figure Force. You absolutely did. You guys KO'd a lot of people last night, though, man. PPR, Optimus Wilbur, who, by the way, I agree with you. He has the absolute best intro. I giggle about that every time, just like a schoolgirl. It's hilarious. Tomorrow is my birthday. Tomorrow is Joker's birthday. Happy birthday to you, Joker. Black Mamba, oversized SS version. SS version of who? Is it Optimus? Is that what it was? Black Mamba done an SS oversized Optimus? Is that what it was? Going down, and guys, I know I'm missing some stuff here. I apologize. Thank you to Bloody Ace. I appreciate it, buddy. How does Titan's Return Blaster go with Siege? Titan's Return Blaster is bigger, much bigger. He's an old size leader class, and the Siege Soundwave Sound Blaster is much smaller. It's the new size Deluxe, which is going down in size, closer toward, new size Voyager going down in size, closer to a Deluxe, man. So the blaster is going to be a lot bigger. That being said, I did do that custom, but I've heard rumors. I talked about it a couple of weeks ago. Heard rumors that there will be an Earthrise blaster. I don't know if it's true yet, but we will see. Going down, let's see. Do you know Turkeys has? I did not. Cybermatic Geek is the strangest dude, but I love him. I don't understand his brain, but I love him. Card flavored Guten is my favorite, man. What do we have here? Going down here a little bit, guys. Get some MSG. MSG seasoning is my that's also my jam. Put some MSG in that jam, Maximal 10. By the way, Maximal 10, do you have a new channel logo? That's different, right? Let's see. Sorry, I forgot to add, and thank you. Turkey getting to me. Turkey's gonna get to a lot of people, guys. I almost forgot there's those cool custom figures of the Dinobot Combiner that Grimlockamus, hope I said that right. Yeah, I think you did. And he made a custom Power Rangers with the Dinobot. I saw that. Grimlockamus, for anybody who doesn't know, Grimlockamus, I usually see his work on Twitter. Balt Matrix talks about him a lot. He is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, he's absolutely fantastic. Oh, Kato, thank you very much, my friend. Kato, tonight, super chat, super fan. I love that. That's one of those new. See, now I'm getting a phone call. Watch this, folks. Watch this. Hello. Yes. I wish I could tell you I was, but I'm already booked. So sorry. Bye-bye. You guys just saw a bit of my real life there. I'm booked for work tomorrow, and I just had to turn down a booking for work. Such is life sometimes, man. I need clones. I need more than one of me. Would you guys agree that there should be more than one of me? Getting back to this, by the way, I think that's one of those new super sticker things that Kato used there. By the way, I like that one. That's a good one. Astro Train is in Voyager scale too. I don't have Astro Train yet. And honestly, the more I see, as awesome as he looks, I've seen him next to Octane and Titan's Return Blitzwing, and he is the tiniest of the three. I feel like he should be a little bit bigger, if I'm being perfectly honest. But that's just me. I think he's great, but I'm struggling with his size at this point. I really am struggling with his size at this point. He looks good, but man, it's a tough go, man. It's a tough go. Donation hype. Yeah, why not, man? Going to watch a Titan's Return Blaster and Siege Soundwave comparison vid that will be back. Rat-Bat and Rumble, man. Rat-Bat and Rumble. Boom. Picked them up today. Of course, you know me. I have a different plan for this. At least for Rat-Bat, I have a different plan. Something coming up in the wings. I also got Direct Hit and Power Punch. Not long ago, I looked at the G1 versions of these guys, and I've been very, very interested to pick this duo up and see kind of how they work out together. So that's a couple of my pickups. Also, not in hand, but I will be taking a look at the cell shaded 35th anniversary Optimus Prime up and coming, as well as the 35th anniversary Blue streak up and coming, thanks to friend of the channel, Cyril. I do have some other pickups. We'll get to those in just a second. What do we have here going down? Can you make Mount Rushmore out of Dennis, Starscream Wife, Kato, Larkin, and TF fan page 101? Where I don't Cybernetic Geek, he's either creative or crazy. He's one of the two, or he's been both. Clone yourself and clone myself and make 3 more channels. That's a brilliant idea. I should do that. Actually, it's funny. I've had ideas for other channels, but I'm like, this one's not really big enough yet to kind of warrant branching out into other ideas like that. Although I do have an interesting idea I'm going to ask you guys about later on, because I have 3 questions I actually want to ask you guys. Part of the show tonight is going to be very important with crowd interaction from you guys. Tyler, hey, nice to see you too. I think I'm going to pass on the Astro. I can see a lot of people passing on the Astro train. Going down here. Okay. So I'm going to. What will I do first? You know what? I'm going to do the trivia. This is Thanksgiving. So thanks to good friend of the channel, Dragonfly, we have our trivia question for the night, and courtesy of him. And the question was, what was the name of the episode from the G1 series that premiered in the week of Thanksgiving in 1984? So what was the episode that premiered Thanksgiving in the United States in 1984? Was it the Autobot Run? Or B, was it SOS Dinobots? C, War of the Dinobots? Or D, was it Countdown to Extinction? Which one was it? A, B, C, or D? A was Autobot Run, B was SOS Dinobots, C was War of the Dinobots, D was Countdown to Extinction. So we'll see what happens with that in a minute, but that is our trivia for the night. I guess I'll do the pickups next. Besides for the MicroMaster 2-packs there that I just showed, which of course was Ratbat and Rumble Frenzy, whichever you want to call them. I think they call them Rumble. And of course the Combiner Squad. I also managed, thanks to friend of the channel, Event Progenitor, I also managed to get the 3rd of the Power Dashers. I did not get the whole 3-pack. I already have a Mirage. I don't need the clear one. I already have a version of Impactor. I adore that guy. I think it's an excellent iteration of that character. I did want to have all 3 of the Power Dashers, and I'm really glad to add this guy. He's fun, and you can sort of get him in a mode that very much resembles his G1 car mode. So we'll talk about that when we do the review of him. I'll touch on the others in the pack. I also this week, by the way, like, here's that trio. Like, I dig it. They all have these weirdo faces. Like, they all look like they probably should be like GoBots. Like, they all have these like simple faces, but like I dig the trio. And again, I don't know why everything's in 3s, but it is. I also got these guys and this little lad. This is the Amazon exclusive Alpha Strike Squadron, made up of Slamdance and I'm going to call him Lambor, even though it's like the clone side swipe thing. And the little Target Master, Battle Master, whatever, Trenchfoot, who I'm figuring I will probably use as someone else. There's been a lot of reports of a lot of issues here, especially with the lower legs. and I'm going to kind of address them when we do the review for this guy. I like him, but I'm not going to pretend that I didn't do a couple of things to kind of make sure that he wouldn't break on me, things that maybe you should do. And like I said, we'll cover that when we do the full review. But that's pickups for the week, at least so far. No Astro Train yet. You know, no Spinister around here, no Crosshairs around here, though I would like to have them. And if you can believe it, I'm getting another one. This is the way this night's going, guys. Hello. I am not, unfortunately. Sorry. Bye. Let's do a count. That's two. That's two so far. For the record, in terms of work that I've had to turn down for tomorrow, I've had to turn down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 altogether now. So I'm a popular guy, I guess. I don't know. Popular guy. I don't know. So that's my pickups. Some great pickups, some things I'm really looking forward to. I just earlier put up my look at Sound Blaster and kind of how he's been customized a little bit for me into Logos Prime, the often unknown Logos Prime. And I took an extra laser beak that I had and I made his mouthpiece Hellbuzzsaw. So have a look at that if you didn't already. I tried to keep it fairly short and not really do much in the way of the transformations because we already looked at them with Soundwave, man. I'm going to check in here and see what has been said and what's going on here. And then we'll go on. And the next thing we'll get out of the way so that we can kind of keep things going good is I'm going to touch on the updates to the whole YouTube fiasco thing and some very positive, actually, and interesting things. It's going to be a very kind of different coverage than I did last week. Shorter and a lot more positive. Being here but late, not a big deal, Dragonfly. Happy you're here at all, my friend. Going down here. Let's see. Going down here. I took someone's advice. What? I don't understand what that is. Okay. Going down. 17, 18 peeps. You know what? I'm surprised that there's any peeps here tonight. I really am. I don't even like peeps. Maximal 10. Peeps, for anybody who doesn't know, are those little like marshmallow things. They're like sugar. I find them disgusting. Starscream wife likes them, but I'm not a fan. I like the Cadbury eggs, though. Chicken fried steak. I'm with you there, buddy. Going to guess B. Jim is guessing C. Devlin B. Chicken fried steak J. The answer was actually C. War of the Dinobots. And it premiered, see if I can tell you now. It premiered on, November the 24th, 1984, just 2 days after Thanksgiving that year. Of course, November 22nd that year. Does anyone else think that the Earthrise Ironworks looks like the Armada hoist? I could see it. Yeah, Joker, you got it right, birthday boy. No, 7 final answer. I like it. Just saw the MTV Rushmore, Mount Rushmore comment. I'm more of a statue peeing in a fountain type. I believe that about Kato. I absolutely believe that. Event Progenitor, thank you so very much. I'm so happy to have that. By the way, one other thing was in that box, and it's these. I'm not really going to show them kind of off right now. Oh, and they're not. There's a whole bunch of them here, and it's more of the like sticker sheets and repro labels or toy hacks labels. A lot of kind of bits and pieces there, but I'm going to use them on various different characters up and coming. What else do we have here? Took the battle damage off the best I could for the G2. Sideswipe. I didn't even know the G2 Sideswipe was supposed to have battle damage on him. I didn't even notice it. So I think that that's great if you were able to take it off. I'm going to use the G2 Sideswipe, the black and red motif that's there. I'm going to use that as, I'm going to say it's Lambor, and I'm going to say that that's a separate character for my kind of headcanon. Works for me. We need more neon, maybe, but that's going to be bringing back G2, I would say. What else do we have here as we go down? Go down. I know I'm being quiet here, guys, but I'm trying to kind of get down here quickly. Kind of obligated to be here. Yeah, I guess you were. Do we need a Titanic transformer? I don't know. Here's the thing. Cinematic Geek. Yo, Dennis, do we need a Titanic transformer? Let's be realistic. We don't need any of this. If you need any of these collectibles, and not just transformers, but like if you collect video games or like decorative spoons, or nobody needs those things. They're luxury items. You need shelter. You need food. You need air. You need water. You know, you don't need that. But to kind of, you know, not delve so deep into your question, I don't know, why not? A boat transformer that turns to the Titanic? Maybe. Why not? I don't know. I feel like there's a bad joke there somewhere. We need a what? Mega Maid. We need a Mega Maid TF. But a Mega Maid? Is that, do you mean the maid from like Spaceballs? Is that what that's supposed to be? It'll be cool if we had a Vector Prime. I mean, come on, Vector Prime didn't get a Toys in Cybertron. Yeah, I mean, and I think an updated Vector Prime, who said that? Justin. I think an updated Vector Prime is long overdue. I'm still really happy with my 2008 Universe version. I love the heft, and I kind of like the imposing robot mode, but he does lack something like a bicep swivel. So could I see room for improvement? Sure. Am I kind of salivating for it? No, because I am happy with the one I have. But I think he probably is due for an update, a good sized update. Toy Hacks has Batman sticker sheets for the Lambor, the G2 Sideswipe. Yeah, I saw that. Let's see. If you were to make a custom Nexus Prime, not that I haven't thought about it, Sam. If you were to make a custom Nexus Prime out of Combiner Wars molds, you'd need the following figures. Brawl, agreed, you would. Alpha Bravo, yeah, okay, I see that. Fireflight, I see that as well. Skydive and Hotspot. I tend to agree with you. I think that could actually work very well, Sam. Very well. Anyone need juice? No. Hoping someone will Omega Supreme on sale. I don't know if anybody will have Omega Supreme on sale yet. He hasn't been out that long, Joker. I think you'd be hoping against hope for that. Decorative spoons, man. My aunt collects decorative spoons, maximal 10. Don't laugh about it, brother. There's a third-party Titanic Transformer. There is. That's right. There is a third-party Titanic Transformer. And yeah, the Spaceballs Mega Maid. I thought that's what it was. I'd even be cool with the Transformer Dark Helmet. Give me Dark Helmet. I love Spaceballs. That was a hilarious movie. What did I miss? Not too much yet. All I really talked about is my pickups, which were some Micromasters, the Aragon from the 3-pack, and the Alpha Strike Squadron. That's what I've gotten this week, thanks to various people, and I will be taking a look at a couple of other things. So Dinosaur Planet, you didn't miss a whole lot yet, buddy. Going down here, maximal 10. Spaceship from the Lego movies, TF. Benny's spaceship from the Lego movie? Maybe. Omega's on sale at Toys R Us. Is Omega on sale at Toys R Us? Does he fall under the 20% off thing? That's a good deal for anybody in Canada looking for Omega Supreme. That's a good deal. Radar appears to be jammed. Went down. Same with Jetfire. Jetfire's such a good mold. Okay, so we're kind of down here. Now we're going to what? I know the 3-pack refractor is 20. Yeah, the 3-pack refractor probably is. I just wish there was a TF series that downscaled the Titans. Okay, you want small Titans? It's interesting that Joker said Walmart had Jetfire on sale. I know in the US he showed up in Walmart. He's not going to show up in Walmart here, but he was, I think, online here. Okay, so I'm going to go through the YouTube issue update and get that out of the way. Not because it was anything bad, not even because I have to rant like I did last week or anything. Actually, I think it's promising. See, last week, if you were here and joined us, I was pretty scathing, and I was not nice. I was not nice because it wasn't warranted. I felt like there was an attack on creators and a lot of blame that everybody was throwing everyone else's way. So I said, you know what? Until people start showing each other the proper respect, I'm going to show them the same respect that I feel like I'm getting, which was absolutely zero. I don't give respect for the sake of respect, and I certainly don't give in to fear. I promise you that. When you start giving me respect, man, I'll start giving you respect. It's as simple as that. Now, last week I was hypercritical. I've been hypercritical right through if you've been following because I feel like there's a better way. I said last week that people got to stop blaming each other. Also, people got to stop jumping on the bandwagon and the hype and making bigger deal out of things than it is. I have seen positive things this week and small cooperative steps. They're like what I like to call the roots of respect. And that's going to, I think, take us forward in a very good way. I hope. I mentioned last week how YouTube already is going out and seeking down huge contracts for contextual ads. So YouTube is definitely trying to protect their bottom line where they get 45% of everything. They don't want to lose that. They're a business. They're in it to make money. So they're going to put more of an effort and emphasis on contextual ads. You can count on it. You can bet on it. Here's the one thing that has come up the week that I think is a good question that YouTube hasn't addressed really, though a couple of videos have sort of roundabout addressed it. There's this whole thing where you have to choose, like, is your stuff made for kids or is it made for not kids? Where's the general audience? There's a third option, general audience, and that's very, very important to have based on what the FTC themselves said. There needs to be a third tab. Without it, really, you cannot categorize things. And I'm going to talk more about that in just a little bit. So the FTC put out this blog, and they said a few things that even YouTube themselves noted. One, that things are not necessarily directed just because some kids might see it. That's where the general audience thing comes in. Like something like a football game. Some kids are going to like football. Some adults are going to like football. Some teenagers are going to like football. People of all ages are going to see it. So it's not necessarily kid directed just because some kids will see it. Important to note. Some animated shows and characters appeal to everyone or adults, not necessarily to kids. I had talked about things like The Simpsons or things like, the Netflix show Big Mouth, or honestly, anything that would be like pop culture related that has, say, like live action representations, cartoon representations, has been around 30 or 40 years. There's so many representations that has spanned so many generations. So they acknowledge those two things. I think that's very good of them to outright acknowledge that. Also, they also said, how do others view your content and content like yours? Our entire community has been saying since day damn one with this, that what we do is not kid directed. And if you look at videos that are kid directed, they are vastly different than what we do. Has your site being reviewed by sites that evaluate content for kids? I don't think any of us have been reviewed by any sites. And they do say that YouTube channel owners do fall under the category of site owners. So if you have a YouTube channel, you do fall under the category of being a site owner. What else did they say? Sites like mine are sites like mine or channels like ours mentioned by parent and young children blogs? To my knowledge, none of us have been mentioned on parenting blogs or the blogs of young children. And empirical evidence of age. As far as I'm concerned, that should be your analytics. Your analytics is empirical evidence of age. That's exactly what it's meant to show. Now, I get it. The whole problem is that, hey, it's like kids using their parents' accounts or whatever. Listen, that doesn't change the empirical evidence. The empirical evidence says that it's a user who is 42 years old that's using it. Now, if that user is irresponsible enough to have their 7-year-old using it, that's not on us. The empirical evidence suggests that it is a user of that age. Until, somebody shows me that, no, that 7-year-old was using it, not the 42-year-old, I have to go with the information that's presented to me. The COPA rule includes information as specific as age, name, address, and continuous identifiers like IP address and cookies. I think that where the problem comes in is with the IP address and the cookies, because in a lot of these situations, certainly channel owners are not tracking age or location and whatnot. I did mention last week that there can be geolocation programs that track to the zip code or area code or postal code, area, meaning a general area, and don't kind of go any more granulated or deep than that. So I think that that's something that could be implemented as well. YouTube or other third-party platforms or channels might be collecting data on your behalf. Now, nobody's collecting data on my behalf. However, obviously, YouTube falls under this rule because they were collecting data, and we are content creators. So there's our association with a third party, that being YouTube, who's collecting said data. Of course, that being said, there may be precedent for some sort of a civil suit against YouTube because content creators were not informed of this depth. Just saying. Now, all of that is kind of extra information. I think it's very good because it's showing that the FTC are trying to not so much cooperate yet, but they're trying to say, look, we're aware that there are questions. We're still taking questions. And honestly, at the end of that blog, there's a ton more questions. Hopefully, they are looking into those and updating those as well. But to continue on, they did say that if you want to know kind of how to protect yourself and like comply with COPA and whatnot, look at our 6-step plan. And they mentioned that a couple of times. So I went into this 6-step plan, and here's what I saw. Step 1, are you collecting data for people under the age of 13? You or others on your behalf. For example, YouTube. A general audience, but if something is for a general audience, but for a fact that info under 13 is collected, then you're covered by COPA. I don't know for a fact that what's collected. I know nothing about what's collected. I don't think many of us content creators do, not as small ones. Are you part of an ad network? They need to disclose how they're collecting said information. Do you know what is directed under 13? And then, of course, there's the whole subject matter and the audio-visual content, animated characters or incentives. I don't know what incentives are. The age of models. So if you have like little kids using little kid toys or video games or whatever, then okay, they're showing other kids, hey, look, I'm having fun with this. You can too. I get that. Celebrities that would appeal to kids. Now, I saw all that and I got curious. So I went to YouTube Kids. And here's what I learned, that before you go on, all of the things on this 6-step plan are in YouTube Kids. When they talk about identifying your stuff as made for kids, they talk about losing your community tab and comments and likes and everything else. Guess what? When you go to YouTube Kids, all of that's already gone. I went in and I specifically searched for every content creator I could think of. I searched for terms that were likely to use in keywords. I got virtually nothing. Didn't show up, not one thing. Absolutely nothing from Cato there, nothing from Larkin, nothing from me, nothing from Optobotomus, nothing from MGO, one video from Balt Matrix. I could keep going. Nothing from Ninja Bill, nothing from Patriot Prime, zero, zip. When I put in terms that we would likely use in our tags, zero, zip, it's not there. So then I said, well, what is here? And I started looking and I watched a couple of those videos. The tone, the vocabulary, and even the intonation of voice that's used is very kind. It's very excitable, and it's very much like a lowbrow type of humor that would appeal to little kids. I understand why all of that content is called kids content. It ain't us, man. It ain't us. But I went, nevertheless, to step two. Step two says what it is, your privacy policy. It has to be there. It has to be front and center. YouTube Kids has a front and center. You have to agree to it. Notify parents before collecting anything. That, again, is something to check off on YouTube Kids. It's there. Versions of these things need to be built into regular YouTube. And that's why the general audience tab needs to go there. Step 4, get verifiable consent from parents. Now, this could include things like facial recognition. I talked about uploading a government-issued ID and like a selfie picture. It could be asking a series of skill testing questions that kids under the age of 13 would not know. You know what? I'm all for that. Give me the option to add 5 skill testing questions to my videos. I'll do it. Absolutely, I'll do it. Everybody should be able to answer those if they're old enough. And step 5 says honor parents' rights. Channel owners cannot honor parents' rights. Honoring their rights means if they decide that they no longer want their kids' information being tracked, that they have the right to refuse that. They can do that with YouTube. They can do that with the people who program the site or program the platform. They cannot do that with content creators. If somebody was to come to me and say, hey, can you not collect such and such a data? First, I'd say, I'm not collecting anything. I don't even know how to collect anything. I barely know how to turn this on. Secondly, I would say, if I'd like to have a button that you could choose to hit and say, don't collect. Simple as that. I think that parents, here's what I think. I think that instead of the content creators kind of IDing it, I think there should be an option there before video show. And it's not something that we're going to be able to do, but I think there should be an option there where, before video shows, you can add a thing that says, if you're okay, that your activity here may be tracked. Do you accept? I think something like that should also be included. And 6, you should take reasonable measures to protect kids. I would like to think we all do. Here's the thing. People have said, oh, I guess I'm going to start swearing a lot more in my videos. That's not protecting kids. Most people have come back and said, you know what? I try to have a general audience thing. I want everybody to be welcome. I would like to be like everybody else that has said, hey, I watch this stuff with my kids, or, I watch it. My kid has no interest in it. That's fine. Like, that's fine. But you don't want to, because kids might see it, you don't want to necessarily, I think, become classless about it. There's a happy medium there. We need that general audience tab. YouTube, if anybody from YouTube sees this, hears this, we need the general audience tab. We really do. Here's what I learned as I also went through the case work, because I got through that and I said, you know what, I'm going to, because they give you the option there to read the case, and they say specifically to read pages 10 to 14. But I read the whole thing, and here's what I've learned. YouTube did all of this to themselves. They did it to themselves because they showed in the case file, in exhibit A, B, C, whatever, these things where YouTube was touting themselves to clients, saying we're like the #1 thing for kids to watch between ages 2 to 12 and blah, blah, blah. No, you should have been saying YouTube Kids is the #1 source for kids 2 to 12 or blah, blah, blah. Not YouTube. YouTube should be explicitly for 13 plus. You cannot say your platform is, the #1 place for 2 to 12. And then when somebody comes in and says, hey, are 2 to 12-year-olds welcome on your platform? You say, sorry, they're not welcome on my platform. That's bull. That is bull crap. You need to choose one way or the other. I think that YouTube Kids should have been pushed a lot more than what it was for younger viewers. It wasn't. They did this to themselves. They're trying now to make certain steps to go forward positively, but they did do this to themselves. In particular, Article 29, Paragraph 10, Article 29 is where they start to give channel examples. And they talk about channel examples that, they saw where YouTube's activity violated COPPA. So I was like, what are these channel examples? What sort of channels did they look at? Mattel, Hasbro, the Barbie channel specifically says it's 3 to 6 directed. It uses keywords like kids and toys and Barbie doll and Dream House. The Cartoon Network is another one. Like with Teen Titans Go, that's regularly something that shows up on YouTube Kids. Here's the other thing. They will say that all of these channels I'm about to give you, all of them regularly also show up on YouTube Kids and on the YouTube Kids landing page, which is why I went to YouTube Kids and searched for all of us. Any of us there? Nope, not one of us. Going through, that's page 2. This is page 3. They also had DreamWorks, Hasbro, Bratele. It uses the keywords crazy kids. Cookie Swirl C with unboxings and toys. And they take them out and show how they work. EvanTube HD has a couple of kids on it and the whole family thing. And it says like family fun content for the whole, for your kids. Little Baby Bum nursery rhymes. Sandaroo Kids. Now, that's some of the examples given. We are talking about channels here that have things such as, let's see, 7 million for the Barbie channel, 7 million subscribers, 6.4 million for DreamWorks, 7.3 million for Bratele, 12.5 million subs for Cookie Swirl C, 6.5 million for EvanTube, 22.1 million for Little Baby Bum, 6.3 million for Sundance Kids. Guess what? They're not looking for piddly little nonsense like us. They're looking for the big boys that have built a media empire. They're looking for an empire, guys. What else? Violators will not necessarily get a $42,000 penalty. They will get something according to their company conditions, and it will allow the company to stay in business. There was another case where the total fine was $30,000. I don't know about you guys, but I've heard the numbers that come up in the run of a year. I don't make much off this, but I think it was Bobby Skullface said, hey, based on what I make off it, if they want to come and sue me for $10 or fine me for $10, come at me, do it. Because anything more than that, here's the thing, it's commensurate on your what you've made on your channel. So if you haven't made anything, they don't care. They really don't care. This is looking at, the more I see this, the more I think like we're not necessarily safe. Everything's not clear yet, but I feel like they're in a roundabout way saying, look, we're looking at the big boys and we're looking at the ones that obviously cater to kids. That's not us. What else do we have? Oh, the last thing that they said in their blog is, we say all this, but we're reviewing COPPA anyway, and you can give feedback until December 9th. So they're reviewing the whole thing anyway. Now I'll start to give a little bit of respect to the FTC. This is showing that they're actually listening to creators, listening to fans, you guys that are making comments, and realizing that, hey, man, like this is the way things got to go in the future. Yeah. So long story short is, that there's hope yet. Relax, chill out, man. Ain't that big of a deal. It's all good. I think that is a very good blog. Still a ways to go yet, but still time to get there. I already talked about the pickups. We're going to talk about the reveals next. The reveals. This is a big one. We saw pictures of Alita 1, Chromia, and RC, the 3-pack from Hasbro China. They look like excellent motorcycles. They scale really well. They're atrocious looking robots. They are 3 of the ugliest robots, trash robots. I don't like it, but to be fair, their models in the movie were not great. They're super hyper movie accurate. If you are into the movie line, get them. Absolutely get them. They're only going to be like Legion Legends class, but they're at the deluxe price point. You are getting 3 figures really for the price of 1. I think it's worth it. They're not for me. When I think of Alita 1, you know, I don't think of that little weird motorcycle. When I think of Chromia, I don't think of that. And certainly when I think of RC, I think of her as pink and white from G1, or at the very least, I think of the Transformers Prime version. But nevertheless, we did see them. The Newage Seekers, man. We have seen the 3 main ones. We've seen the cone heads. All they show is that, you know what? Seekers can be done brilliantly. The Newage Seekers are better than the Earthrise Seekers, in my humble opinion. I think they're brilliant. Top to bottom, everything about them. Pure genius. The only thing is, of course, they're tiny because they're New Age. But if you're into New Age, they're beautiful, well articulated, engineered very well. They look excellent in both modes. And they come with like all of these pieces that go together to give you a space bridge diorama. Come on, good night, nurse. What else do we have? We saw smaller, simpler Farai Drift. It's the IDW body. It looks great. When I say smaller, simpler, this is a kit that snaps together a lot easier. It's not the Kari Kurai. I don't know what it is. It's a simpler one. It looks good if you're into IDW Drift. We saw yet more Optimus Prime images, and this was asked about earlier. Awesome truck. The truck looks fantastic. It really, really does. I thought that the back of it was going to sort like the back of the cab was going to look bad. It doesn't. Back of the cab looks great. It looks like that's where his blaster stores to fill it in. Truck looks beautiful. Starscream wife thinks the truck looks beautiful. The trailer. I feel like there's almost too much bland gray on it. Like where the blue stripes are, I wish there was a white stripe or at least a white stripe in between them. We'll sort of talk about that a bit more next week, not this week. And inside, when the trailer opens, everything is gray. I wish that the like arm thing that can move in like the repair bay base arm thing, I wish that was blue. I do. I wish that was blue. What else do we have here? I hate the black biceps. I don't like them. I don't dig them. Just make them red. It is so hard to make his whole arm red. What else? The Matrix is excellent. It's beautiful. I like the fact that it comes out. That is a huge feature. I think that was the trade-off. I think they gave us a Matrix instead of Roller. I think it was one or the other. What else? In robot mode, though, like I said, I don't like the biceps, but is it just me? Or does, when he's just standing straight on, does he seem to have like, I don't know, like his hips are wide apart or his legs are wide apart or something? Like there's something, man, not right there in robot mode. I love the truck mode. And I feel like his chest is kind of wide in his like abdomen section. Like he's been hitting the gym, you know, big chest, but like he kind of got that like Cobra look to him. I don't know, like I've said it before and I'll say it again. I have a trailer and an Optimus. So I don't think I'm as pulled to it as a lot of people because of that. But if you don't, I absolutely see why you're pulled to it. I am happy to see blue eyes, though I feel like they're sunken back kind of deep in his behind his face mask. And I do like the fact that despite everything we've seen, it looks like, yes, he does have blue hands. So there's a lot there to like. If I was really only to pick out my only gripes, I would say that, oh, and articulation-wise, it looks great. Transformation-wise, looks amazing. The only gripes I have is the black biceps, though they are a big gripe to me. And I feel like his like stance in robot mode is wide and maybe a little bit too much gray on the trailer. Small things, all of them subjective. You might see it differently, and I get it. None of that is objective. So, you know, he's great, but I don't know if he's so much for me. 115 Utopia showed an upgrade for Studio Series 44 Jetwing Optimus. And in this upgrade, we get several fillers for blasters and pieces. And we get like an attachment, a way to attach the wing pack to like the weapons O-ring thing that he has. It looks really cool. It looks really, really cool. We saw also this week Devastator shown off at Dutch Comic-Con. And there were a couple of prototypes there, of course, but he looked better than the last time we saw him in combined mode. But I still find it difficult to pick out what's what. Like he's gloriously detailed, so much detail. It's amazing. I'm sure he's going to be fantastic, but like he's also a hodgepodge mess, and I can't tell kind of where one thing ends and another begins. You really need to be in to the movie line, I think, to be in for Devastator. I'm sure he's going to be great. I am very curious to see him absolutely complete and to see just what we end up with, like just what we have for like articulation, for example, just how stable his connections hold together and stuff. I'm very, very curious to see that. We got that out of the way. I like this. We're kind of blowing through this now. Devil Saviour. Speaking of Devastators, Devil Saviour showed up there. Scrapper, and he even has like his chains on the back, and like his hands can come off and the chains are connected to his hands. Like, come on, man. The detail is astonishing. Like, I think Studio Series is great. I'm sure it's going to be cheaper than Devil Saviour, but given the choice between the two, just based on what we've seen, Devil Saviour's coming on strong. Let's see how sturdy they are. Let's see exactly how well they actually work out. But if they're built well and they're relatively affordable, I don't know, man. I think they might be the way to go. I think Devil Saviour might be the way to go if you're in for a movie version of Devastator. That being said, if you're already started on Studio Series, go with it, man, because it's also a good one. And who knows, maybe Devil Saviour will fall on its face yet. I mean, maybe it won't be stable at all. Who knows? But the prototypes, they look pretty promising. MMC showed off their Brawl, who looks stunning. Perfect in every mode, and the foot for leg mode is encapsulated in him. I mean, come on. And then from there, we also saw Brodicus combined. It is an MP version. They showed him with a couple of MP figures like Sunstreaker. He is magnificent. And apparently the chest, the head, the hands, and the feet, all of it. Apparently none of it is add-on parts. All of it is self-contained within the two arm bots, within the two leg bots, and of course within Onslaught himself. I cannot see how it's all self-contained. It seems like witchcraft and wizardry to me, but it's, man, MMC coming on super strong. And Kato was blown away by Fraudo. I think it says a lot. I think that they're glorious. What else did we see? Speaking of Studio Series Devastator, we saw Mixmaster and Scavenger. I forgot to mention that. Mixmaster, like, he's gloriously odd with these long, grotesque arms, but like it's super cool and he's accurate. Scavenger, he's the dude that has the big tire up top and the big tire down bottom. The red looks glorious on him, and the arms, I'll call it, are actually well articulated. I saw him in a couple of modes. They're weird robots, but like they're cool, I guess. What else do we have here? When we saw Mixmaster, we also saw like Augustator's head, and I'm saying Uggo because like movie Devastator's ugly. Like we saw Augustator's head and upper body, and actually the detail is astonishing. I'd like to see the head and upper body of Devil Saviour's Devastator with paint and stuff on it, because I think it's going to be hard to beat the head of Devastator for Studio Series. I think it's that good. What else do we have here? Toy Hacks showed a set for MP44 Optimus Prime. Looks stellar. Looks absolutely stellar. They also showed off a set for Omega Supreme. And if you have Omega Supreme, I'm not usually one who says run out and buy this, but if you have Omega Supreme, you owe it to yourself to get that Toy Hack set. It adds the yellow detail on the back that he should have. It adds, of course, like extra detailing, like on the roadways and stuff, which is cool. But most importantly, it adds a ton to base mode of like windows and stuff to actually make it feel and look like a base. And in robot mode on that yellow chest, it covers it over with a proper red looking, nicely detailed sticker that, yes, I see it. And I'm like, now it looks like Omega Supreme. It's worth it for that sticker alone. Absolutely, 100%. We also saw pictures from Transcraft of their movie-styled Bumblebee. Okay, movie-style Bumblebee, great, dandy. They're the ones doing the Mohawk that I'm very smitten with. I'm in for Mohawk. Another movie, Bumblebee, I don't know. Like the robot looks well articulated and good. The car looks real panely, way too panely for my taste. I don't know. Maybe it's just great prototype shit. We'll see. But I like the robot better than the car. And then the last kind of reveal, a teaser, I'll say, of the week. And this one has me a little bit confused. MP49 Black Convoy. It would seem like this is going to be the obvious MP44 Nemesis Prime repaint. But if we go back to MP10, all of the repaints were MP10 like B, MP10, plus, MP10 G, or MP10 W. What, it was all MP10 something. So shouldn't this be like MP44B? Why does it have a new number? That's what's throwing me off. Could it be? I've heard a rumor, not even a rumor, I've heard a hope, I'll say, that it could be something like RID Scourge. Maybe, I don't know. And maybe it is just a repaint and they just decided to number it. I don't know. But I find it very suspicious that they have numbered it the way that they have. I certainly didn't expect it. Now, that's all the news. That's everything from me. So in the little bit of time that's left, and we're getting ready to kind of call it quits here. We've been out here a long time. It's been a good time. It's been an hour. That's kind of lined up. But before we go, I'm turning it over to you guys. And I do have one thing to point out. I was wrong. And I apologize. When I did the review of this guy, I actually had the head slightly, I'm going to say mistransformed, but it's because there was a piece of flashing or something on the tab on this side of the head. And it didn't allow these two pieces to sit perfectly well over the two little neck pieces that are there. And I didn't quite have his robot mode transformed correctly. And I said, it wasn't very solid, that the chest didn't lock in. Now, the chest, much like that Reveal the Shield Jazz, still doesn't really lock in. But the head up here, and I just want to hold on here. I want to see if I can show this. The head up here does kind of notch into a little section back there. And it is a little more secure than I thought. I thought that the KO had a transformation that was compromised, because I know the actual Toy World version did lock in like this. It turns out that the KO version also locks in just as nicely as the actual one. I believe it was Ezra on Facebook who pointed this out to me, and I kind of thank him for doing it, because it made me take a second look at this guy. So when I talk about his stability, kind of disregard that. If you watch that review, disregard that. He's a little bit better. He's still not perfect, but his articulation is probably a point higher. I don't even remember what I scored it. Maybe like a 7 or an 8 or something. It's a little bit higher because it does solidify a little bit more when you do it correctly. But you do have to kind of get the head down and then get these two pieces up over it. Okay. That brings me, because it's a holiday for you guys, that brings me to my two questions, and you can answer both of them at once, because one of them I don't even know how to answer, to be honest with you. The first is, what are you thankful for this year? Give me one thing that you're thankful for this year. And some people are thankful for a lot. I done this a while ago, but I'll ask you guys, what are you thankful for this year? And what's on your want list? What are you looking forward to for Christmas? Because as I'm looking forward to it, I don't really have anything on my want list. I've been picking it up as I go. And I guess I'm lucky that I can pick it up as I go. But I don't I don't particularly have anything right now on my want list. I'd love to hear what you guys have. In the meantime, while I ask those two questions, what are you thankful for? And what do you have on your want list? I'm going to scroll up, see what you guys have been saying, because I know I didn't check in. We're going to take a few minutes. We're going to kind of see what we have here. This is how we're going to end it off, with us being a community the way that we should be. But we're going to go back and see here. I know you guys were talking a lot about some of this stuff. So I do want to see what's here. What do we have? And I'll say hello to a few people as we go through here now. Okay, going down here. Let's see what we got here, man. Hold on. I'll do this. I think this is where I left off. Sam had to take off. That's too bad, but that's okay. It happens. Can I just say, I think MP44 is going to be sold for a smaller price now that we have Earthrise Convoy. He might. Master Fire MP44 might drop in price. I know he's on sale this weekend. I think at TF Source for $3.99 US. I don't know if that's good or not. I think Deluxe got him for even less than that. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure. Let's see. Perceptor the Autobot said hello a while ago. I'm sorry that I'm only getting to it now. Master Fire, I'm sorry I'm only getting back to you now. Yeah, their definition of kid friendly would be like something like a Baby Shark. Yeah, I think that certainly falls within it, Master Fire. I think it's like things that are obviously. I think a lot of people jumped the gun and got worried over nothing. Let's see. Wow. Duck and Wabbit season. Let's see. The Monty Python spam sketch. Yeah, that's a good one. That's Crazy Robot. Let's see. No, Bot Matrix is going to be mentioned by a soccer. Now, like, I don't think he is either, to be honest with you. I don't. He's not. Spada is not going to be mentioned by a soccer mom. Get real. They're going on about essential oils, not whether Optimus should be blue or gray head. Dinosaur Planet is so right. Yeah, soccer moms are going on about things like essential oils. You're right. They don't care about Optimus. They don't even know what color hands he's supposed to have. They don't care. Well, that's fine, Master Fire. You can do what you like, my friend. Unless someone tells me that they are under 13. If someone speaks their age out in comments and they are under 13, I acknowledge that. Yeah, I guess so, Kato. I suppose. But if that's the case, you delete the comment. Tell them to go away. I mean, it is what it is. They should be on YouTube Kids. There should be a clear, delineated difference. And honestly, if the FTC wants to incorporate that and say, look, here's the code you have to put into your program to have a clear, delineated difference, then put the code in. Let's see. What else do we have here? I stopped planning to do a stop motion because of this. I'll have to wait to see how it pans out. Yeah, that's a shame. I haven't stopped. You guys will get Universal Collision. It's going slow, but I'd hope to do a Thanksgiving stop motion other than the one that's already up. I didn't get a chance because everything has been thrown off kilter with this nonsense. Blame the American government and YouTube for not getting this year's holiday Thanksgiving stop motion, guys, because it's explicitly their fault. Let's see. As if you're a channel not so if you're a channel not monetized, then you're safe as a creator, did nothing wrong. If you're not monetized, they're not tracking you to give you ads. I think in that case, you're going to be safe. There's no money being involved. I think you're safe. I really do. I'm not a lawyer, but I don't think that they're even going. You're not even going to be on their radar even a little bit. I don't think. A toy review should only be considered for kids if a kid is reviewing it. I agree, or if the adult is obviously talking in a simplified, like almost dumbed down manner, because they know that little kids need to have this sort of vocabulary and this sort of, intonation to a voice if they're going to watch it. It's a different thing. So is it safe to come back or what? I don't know yet, but I think we're on the road to getting safe, Master Far. Going down here. Did not have an account. I reported them and deleted comments. There you go. Snoke just said that he had one who said that there were 11. You're supposed to be 13 to have an account, so he reported the account and he deleted the comments. Got to do what you got to do. I agree. There has to be a loophole we can use. I think the loophole is the general audience tab. They need a general audience thing. There's your loophole. It's all about intent. It's really not a big deal. Just a huge CVA by you. It's not obviously for kids. You're fine. I kind of agree with Cato. If it's not obviously for kids, I think we're going to be fine. I think that'll get clarified as we go through in the next several weeks. Kids aren't watching Gotbot talk about politics. They want to watch Baby Shark. It's true. They're not watching me. I can guarantee you that they're not watching me because I'm not that interesting. What? You are my dad? I don't think so. I'm an adult, and as soon as I hear anyone talk politics, I quietly I tend to take my leave too. That's why I'm glad that I was able to be positive tonight. Let's see. What else do we have? Yeah, is language intended for kids to understand, not just cursing? Yeah, like if I talk about, something like how impressed I am with the lateral articulation of this, hinge and swivel, I don't know, arm joint. Like, what? Kids don't know what that means. Adults hardly know what that means. No, it's ridiculous to say that that's for kids. That being said, I do think it's a smart idea to kind of go back through all your videos, all your metadata, make sure that you have it. Not necessarily a warning. You can do that if you want, but at least have it all written in a manner that's mature, that would be directed toward adults. Make sure all of your tags are, again, appropriate for adults. I think that having the appropriate metadata will help a lot. They did tattle on themselves. Absolutely, they did. Let's see. I like the general audience. If I'm watching a video, I do not want to have to stop the video. If I have a kid around, some of these TF reviewer videos should be open to everyone. Yeah, absolutely, they should be open to everyone. Joe Mama, hi. A lot of guys in here. I do spit straight facts. I don't lie. It's not always pretty, but I don't lie. Let's see. What do we have here? FTC is listening to the fans of YouTube, and they're just keeping YouTubers and fans and kids safe. I think that they are starting to listen. That's the thing. That's the takeaway from that blog is I really think, though I was hard on them last week, I really think that shows that, look, we're trying to work with you. We want to work with you because we all have the same end goal. Cliff is a Legends class figure, not a deluxe. Why does he include... he doesn't justify the price. Cliff Jumper is definitely not worth a deluxe price. It's a ripoff. The only thing that they're going to do is they're going to say he meets the grams of plastic requirement because he has that cannon. I predict that before Earthrise is done, mysteriously, accessories with figures of that size will vanish, but we'll still pay that price. I won't. I'm not doing it. I'm not getting Cliff Jumper. I don't like him. I don't even like the look of him. I don't think he's very good. I'm not in for him in the least. If you're reviewing a toy, make sure to speak so you can say the language is not intended for kids. Yeah, exactly. Upgrade the What? Upgrade the red kit? I think we are going to see a lot of CW Rooks being repurposed as rollers. I think you're right, Maximal 10. We are going to see that. What else do we have? I think we'll see a Roadbuster and Earthrise. I don't know. I don't really care. I have a Roadbuster from Generations. But that being said, that one's a little iffy. We might see a Roadbuster. Batman. Why are there so many versions of MP size combiners coming out? Because if one company does an MP size combiner, every company needs to do an MP size combiner. Remember the Dinobots a couple of years ago? So many Dinobots, so little time. Littlefoot Bruticus. You know, he is, but I'm cool with that if he's stable and the feet are held inside Event Progenitor. I'm cool with him having small feet if he's solid and stable. Steve, hey, welcome to you. You're absolutely fantastic. The hands are built. Yeah, the hands are built in. I knew Kato was impressed with that. What else do we have here going down? Too many Bay versus Bees. I agree. Dinosaur Planet. I was so tired of Bay versus Bees a long time. I like Goldbug. Give me a new Goldbug. What? Really? The stream hiccup and sent you to really weird. Do I like Autobots or Decepticons more? I like Autobots. My wife likes Decepticons, but as I have often said, she is little and evil. I do have to leave at some point. What else do we have here? Where are we? Going up here. Going up here. I don't like when the comments thing like jumps. I don't know why it does that. What do we have here? To calm down. Thank goodness I cut this. I need something to calm down with. Nicotine. Yeah, thankful for a new home. I'm thinking of waiting for my birthday for Earthrise for my list. Thankful for a new home is a good one. Earthrise, you know, that's the thing. A lot of people are like, I want Earthrise for Christmas, but like, it's not coming out then. It's coming out March. What money makes your family shipping far easier? Agreed. I'm thankful. Such a great Transformers community we have here, and Earthrise Prime. You're not going to get them for Christmas, my friend. Thankful for my job opportunity and schooling, and I'm hoping to get favorite 3-pack whenever it goes on sale. Good luck, Boots Guardian. I really want to make a Supreme on my want list, and Omega Supreme from Hasbro DX9. Fair enough. Some time away from work. Fair enough. Maximal 10. Hey, Em. Glad you're here, buddy. Going down here. Thankful for good health, family and friends. Good one, MWG. Wanting everyone to have what they desire. Fair enough. Want to care and randomly. Joe is thankful for his Fortnite montages and his jewel. And I think we're getting down there, boys. FTC does realize general audience. YouTube does not want to make that grouping due to cost of reformatting all the videos. Well, you know what? I think they're going to have to if they want to save their channel, right? I mean, they're not going to have much of a choice, right? And what do we have here? Oh, Joe. I'm having to remove so much of yours, my friend. But heard Omega is bulkier. Omega is bulkier than Metroplex. And he is taller. He's heavier than Metroplex, too, actually. But that being said, I never get sick of Metroplex. Do you want the Omnibots? I'd be down for the Omnibots if they come around. Okay. Think that's it. Think we're done. Think we're down. Think we're done. You guys can go to bed. This was a long time. One of my longest yet, but you know what? You guys were actually really active. We had a smaller group. It was holidays. To everyone that came in, thank you very much. To everyone that's in the United States that's celebrating the Thanksgiving holiday weekend, I hope you guys continue to have a fantastic weekend. Of course, as always, I appreciate you coming by, give me some of your very valuable time. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, there is a donate link down in the description. Don't forget, somehow, some way, each and every day, you do make a difference. And I very much look forward, guys, to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit right here, either in the live streams at the stop motion premieres or the old-fashioned way, man, inside the videos.